good, y'all? It's the Demouchets react, and we're back with another video.
Who we got today, Sid?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
I'll add me. You've had some let's call it social media blowback since you've been out. I would love to hear Tyler, the young girl that my wife used to watch on social media, singing in her bedroom with her sister.
Yeah.
Versus the Tyler now. Kind of what you expected this journey to be like versus what it actually is.
Honestly, I could have never predicted any of this. Like, everything from the good times to the bad times, like, it was really a story. Like, I feel like I could write a movie about this journey, honestly. So much has happened. Like, I remember just being in South Africa, simple life, you know, no drama, nothing. Like, just me, my siblings, my family, and just making videos and singing, and my life completely changing to now being in front of the world, opinions, like, I just had to learn a lot, honestly. And now I feel like I love the fact that I experienced what I did, because I really feel like a strong woman, you know, internally. Just ready, really just ready. When I came in, I feel like I was very green, and, you know, I had a very innocent idea of the world and the industry. I thought it's all like rainbows and yay, I get to sing, and it is that, but it's also you have to be strong-minded, you know, in order to stay yourself in all of this. So yeah, right now I'm the most confident I've ever been.
I heard that before.
Let's talk about this. She get compared to Rihanna a lot. And, you know, I honestly, I want to say I know why, but I honestly don't know why she get compared to Rihanna a lot. Maybe because I do know that there was like a person that she did look up to. But just us as, you know, people around the world being introduced, well, I mean, we know it now, kind of. Not really. But this is her second album.
Right.
She's a young girl, and she come from a different culture, and now she's this pop star who's known around the world, right? She don't have nobody before her who is a pop star to tell her the ropes, to show her the ropes, and she's a young girl learning all of this stuff for the first time. Going back to Rihanna, when she came out with Pon de Replay, we was introduced to her on 106 in Park, MTV, BET. You know, that's how we was introduced to her. We was not introduced to her. I can say me, I was not introduced to her on No Breakfast Club. You know, during the interview, I heard her song. I saw her come up to Free and AJ and talk about, you know, her being from Barbados and all of this.
Right.
Tyler comes from a different world, a world that I wish so many of us, especially here in the United States, understood, a country that we understood, because we are more alike than we are different. And every time I'm talking to people here about South Africa, I always say it's a 30-year difference, because it truly is. Like, it truly is.
Yeah, I feel that. Tyler do come from an era where it looked like Rihanna then would have came from back in our days, with the cutoff shirts, the little small waists with the bellies all the time. You know? Yeah, a lot of that stuff. They come.
And she was around the same age, wasn't she?
Could have been. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, she was young.
And another thing is, like, now that she's on her second album, I know that what I'm more concerned is, what do they go through for these albums to be so big? Because a lot of them sometimes it be from heartbreak. Some of them it comes from disappointment. You know what I'm saying, or whatever case may be. But for her, it sounds like it's just a transition on growing into understanding it better, knowing the game for what it is and what it offers. So I think that's pretty slick for her to actually move into that direction, understand it that way. Because she do say she come from a peaceful background, so she don't have no problems. Simple. So I feel like she's carrying that mindset into it That way she's not confusing stuff too much.
Yeah, but did we react to? I want to say we did react to her interview of the backlash that she received.
Oh, I don't think we did. I think we did.
I think we discussed it.
We did discuss it though. I don't think we reacted.
It probably was a live where we discussed it.
Mm.
But I mean, let's see what she got to say about it.
Yeah, let's see.
Strong. I'm excited. I'm at peace.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, when you think of the moment where you were asked about your heritage and talking about being colored and trying to explain that and who you are, right? And what your culture is. Me as somebody who's traveled to South Africa, I knew what you were attempting to do, right? Which was, in South Africa, you're colored.
Yeah.
You're not considered black. Through an American lens, people are looking at you like, oh, it's Tyler, she's black.
Yeah.
Like, she's from Africa, she's black. It's not that simple in South Africa.
Yeah.
And so trying to navigate both of articulating that nuance is tough, especially for a young person like yourself. What did you learn of just about kind of the racial dynamics of the world after that blowback?
I mean, initially, it was very difficult because prior to the Breakfast Club, I did answer that question, and already I started getting backlash, and I was like, whoa, I don't know what else to say about it, because I never had to explain myself.
Yeah.
I was just always myself and living, at the time, 22 years of my life, all I knew was that I'm colored, and that's what I was told. It's what, I had to tick on boxes back home. And when I was able to travel the world and learn more about the world, I then learned just how big the world is, and how different each country is, how different context is. So when I learned about what it means here, I was like, whoa, this is going to be a difficult conversation to have.
Yeah, right.
Because in South Africa, we also have a derogatory term, so I would, I feel like if someone were to come to our country and say they were that, I get why it would,
Triggering.
Very triggering. So, yeah, I feel like just having a lot of conversations and learning more about it, I know that being colored is my culture, it exists in my context, but I'm also black, being colored is something that happened through a lot of pain. Our South African history is very painful. We were separated from each other and given these names, and colored became our culture, so it's still something that we're very prideful about. I think it was a very important thing for me to go through and learn, and for the conversations to just open up, and I just hope whoever sees this can make their videos on TikTok, and maybe we can come to some sort of understanding, but it's just such a huge conversation to have,
I think too,
Okay, so although I am not in the music industry, I blame her publicist, because of course there's this new artist, sending her on a popular show for the culture, and they're gonna ask about her and who she is and her background. If she's a new artist, they should have prepared her for that question. Because I can say, if my grandmothers were still living, and I do believe they were still living during that time when this came out, and they heard her say that, they would have been like, she what? And y'all remember, y'all have been along with us for this journey of us learning about so many cultures around the world. And I remember the Geography Now video, South Africa episode, and we heard of that the first time.
Yeah, we were shocked.
Yeah, and I remember he said something about Beyonce would be considered colored, and I'm like,
yeah, because
she black.
But she high yellow, she got that red tint. You get what I'm saying?
Real. And here, other people in other states don't understand what a Creole is.
No.
So
that's just like what she was saying, though. She has to travel the world to get a better understanding of how massive it is and how different it is. So I think people gave her a hard time for her just coming in the door and mentioning that. And
Wow.
I think they put her in such a hot seat because of what America has been built up on.
Mm-hmm.
So when we hear color, we automatically go straight like raw. Like what the heck?
Like we ain't
How
going
can
back.
you know what I'm saying? It's like reds all over. Like we trying to make sure that we good. But for people who don't travel the world, people who don't got that interest of what's happening around the world, they miss out on that experience that South Africans had when it comes to them being called colored and why they was called that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when she came and she expressed that she was colored, they just kind of took that out of proportion instantly. Because this is like a broken language almost because how we felt about it.
Right. But again, to me, it goes back to the publicist because she is being pushed in the United States. Okay, she is being pushed here. She has a whole media rollout now. We got invited to 2 of her listening parties for her new album. She's gonna be on Kai Cenat's stream, I believe tomorrow or sometime this week. She's being pushed to an American audience. So I feel that the publicist, there should have been a whole media push on understanding the different cultures of South Africa. That should have been like her rollout of her being a new artist should have been a little bit more better. I mean, or maybe that's how they wanted her to come out. What controversy? So the people would know who she is.
Possibly, or maybe they just didn't care to like really give their input. Like maybe they want her to just be an artist, and whatever questions they prepare her to answer, they give her like a little short and sweet, keep it pushing. They didn't probably think it was gonna do too much.
Right, but I mean, you know, she's a very confident young lady. It did come off a little cocky. It did a little bit when she was like, "No, I'm this." But I understood her because I understood her culture.
Yeah, I mean,
But the average American, especially Black American, like, baby, we ain't going back. This is what we is over here.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
It's
know?
like you crossed over, you said it here, then they routed up everybody here, but that's not. I feel like that was on purpose, bro. Low key,
Probably
because
so.
like, y'all know what type of friction it's gonna cause.
But was she blindsided?
Like she said here, she said she's growing, she's more confident in what she's doing, and she sees that it's different around the States.
Yeah.
So,
You know, after having my own moments in public and back and forth with people in politics or whatever the dynamics are, what you begin to learn is because you have a platform, the pain people are feeling often when you say something or something triggers them. You're the individual that they get to say it to,
that's it.
especially
That's
on
it.
social media,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they may not get that, may not have that voice in their everyday life. So a comment is their voice.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times for me, I see through the anger and I see into the pain a little bit. And I try to be empathetic, right? Because, you know, I can tell from, first of all, I know a lot of people who know you that I'm very close to, right? That decided they wanted to work with you because you're awesome, right? And so when I talk, they're like, she's amazing, she's awesome, she's a hard worker, she's all this great stuff. So I knew you were a great human being. So the intent isn't to harm, right? Right. That's not who you are as a person. But people don't know you.
Nah,
People
they
don't
try
know
to drag
us.
that
So
down like that,
sometimes because we're seen and known and we're on platforms, they think that we're just kind of like being condescending and mean to folks, and that's not what it is at all.
No, not at all. You know, like I've always admired, you know, Black America and the culture and everything about it has influenced me as an artist, as a person growing up. So no, that's never the intent. You know, I think that it's just a conversation that never happened, and I was the first to open it, really. So
that part.
I understand what happened, but yeah, I just hope that it just opens up more and more people talk about it, because we need to talk about it.
I've seen, speaking of in Black America's, in the effort to reconnect to Africa, right? There's so many things in America that, like, for instance, in hip hop, there's the Mighty Zulu Nation,
Oh,
which is an organization of young people in the Bronx that help build hip hop. And I saw a whole debate online of people who are actually Zulu in South Africa being like, what are you talking about? And then there was a complete like disconnect. Or in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, there's a Zulu parade.
Yeah, I saw that.
And people in South Africa didn't know that a delegation of Zulu had actually come over to the parade before and like there was actually a bridge was built there.
Yeah.
And I say all that to say that there is an effort of the Black diaspora to find ways to connect,
Yeah.
right? Because of the ways in which we've been pulled apart and, you know, disconnected from one another. But like I was telling you before we started, we were listening to your album before this convo, how much I feel like your music and who you are as a person is actually a part of the reconnection. And I don't know if people process it like that, right? Because to many people, you know, they think, oh, she's a pop star. And I'm like, it's popular, but it's really rooted in some real South African vibes and music and artistry and culture and this world. Like there's a whole world of people that this music comes from, and people are just listening to it like, oh, this is a beautiful song, but it's really rooted.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right there. If y'all want to go check out the rest of the interview, please go check them out. Y'all know we got all the information in the description box. But I do agree with what he said. Like, she's low key a bridge.
She is.
But I think when you come in the game and you meant to do well, the second you do wrong, or they think you're doing wrong, they love to make that and turn that into whatever the case it may be. And that's how a lot of backlash happens, and that's how the separation continues. Because the media does a great job of pushing things in front of people's faces. You know.
Yes. That was a lot for her to have on her shoulders as a young woman just wanting to live out her dream.
Right.
You know, she going there thinking that she's promoting her song, but she's not realizing she has a responsibility. She is the first, not the first artist from South Africa, but what I'm saying is she is the first to have this conversation. So it fell on her shoulders. It's her responsibility, you know, to continue to educate, and she's a culture bearer. Regardless if she look at herself as that as an artist or not, she is a culture bearer. So I love that, you know, she came back and she learned from her situation.
Keep going, Tyler.
And that shows in the way she's speaking about it.
Yeah, it does.
You know, that's maturity. I love to see it.
Facts.
All right, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.